We should have won this game. But again, it's the same old mistakes coming back. And that's what's prevented our progress this season. That's why we are currently sitting 10th in the table. So if ever a game summed up Arsenal's season, it was this one. The good, the bad and the ugly. This is the West Ham United versus Arsenal match review. Hello, my name is Richard. Welcome back to my channel. Over and over again, the Positive Arsenal channel. In this video, I'm going to look back at yesterday's rather exciting draw here at the London Stadium against West Ham United. I'm going to look at the team lineups. I'm going to analyse the performance and I'm going to select a man of the match. Just before I get into all that, I want to make sure that you are subscribing to my channel. If you like what I do, or if you're new here and you like some positive Arsenal content, please click on the subscribe button down in the corner there. It's completely free of charge and it does help the channel to reach a larger audience. Please give the video a like as well if you enjoy it. If you've got any comments at all to make about the performance yesterday or anything else to do with Arsenal, please drop them in the comments box below, as I do try to reply to as many as I can. Of course, as we know now, it's really difficult, isn't it, to read Mikel Arteta's mind when it comes to the team selection. All we do know is that there's going to usually be a few changes to the side from the previous game, and that's exactly what happened again. In fact, from this game, there were 6 changes from Thursday night's Europa League defeat against Olympiacos. And so it was Bernd Leno in goal. The back four was like this. Callum Chambers came in at right back. A little bit of a surprise there. Only his second start in the Premier League this season following the match at Burnley a few weeks ago. In the centre of defence, David Luiz this time was partnered by Pablo Mari. Again, another change in the back four. And Tierney started at left back as usual. In midfield, Thomas Partey came back in to partner Granit Xhaka. That was the third change. And then in the front four, there were 3 changes actually from the midweek game. Bukayo Saka was back. Started unusually on the left-hand side rather than the right. Martin Odegaard was back in the number 10 position. It was Aubameyang actually who moved from centre forward to the right at the start, and Lacazette came in up front again following his good performance last week in the North London derby. In terms of West Ham then, they switched back to the 4 at the back, as I assumed that they would. In fact, they had exactly the same system that we played, the 4-2-3-1. So they lined up like this. It was Fabianski in goal, of course, former Arsenal player. Their back four was Kufel, Diop, Dawson and Cresswell. The 2 sitting in midfield was Rice and Souček. Then the 3 in front was Bowen, Lingard and Benrahma. Got a start for West Ham in this game. And it was Antonio up front. So they were your team lineups for this game. I mean, I suppose you could say it was a classic game of 2 halves, wasn't it? Although we finished the game really, really strongly, and that second half performance was probably up there with as well as we've played for a very, very long time. It can't disguise the fact that that opening half an hour was embarrassing. We were ripped apart by West Ham, and yes, West Ham are a good side, but there was no excuse for the lack of intensity that we showed, the lack of organisation, and quite frankly, a poor lineup. West Ham dominated that opening half an hour to an extent that it was looking as though we were heading for our biggest ever defeat under Mikel Arteta actually, and we were 3-0 down in 32 minutes. The first goal, Mikel Arteta said himself, it's something that West Ham do well. That was attacking down our right hand side. So why he's put Aubameyang in front of Callum Chambers when he knew that was a danger for West Ham is unbelievable, really. Unbelievably poor management. Anyway, that was where the goal came from. Antonio got clear down West Ham's left, pulled the ball back to the edge of the box, and Lingard arrived to hit a great shot actually into the top corner of the net. A good finish, but not great defending from Arsenal. Within 2 minutes, we conceded a goal that you would be embarrassed if you conceded it on a Sunday morning over the park. West Ham took a quick free kick when all our players were basically looking around, not knowing what they were doing. Jared Bowen got the shot away and Bernd Leno was beaten at his near post, which should never happen. It was an embarrassing goal and we found ourselves 2-0 down with less than 20 minutes played. Things got worse before they got better. Yes, Mikel Arteta realised the error of his ways and moved Aubameyang over to the left and put Saka back over on the right. And that did maybe help a little bit, but not before we conceded another poor goal. This time the goal came from the left-hand side. Kieran Tierney gave the ball away initially. He did block the cross from Jared Bowen, but the ball came back to Kufel and his cross found Antonio. He easily outjumped David Luiz. And it was Souček who got the final touch from close range. He was just onside, and that made it 3-0. And at that point, this was looking to be a very, very difficult afternoon for Arsenal. But suddenly things seemed to click into place. Well, yes, West Ham did drop off, maybe feeling as though the job was done. And why wouldn't you think so? They'd been so comfortable in that opening 32 minutes. But we did manage to give ourselves a bit of a lifeline with a goal in the run up to half time. It was a decent move, actually. The ball finally went out to the far side to Callum Chambers. It was a good low cross in, actually, towards the penalty spot. Great first touch from Lacazette, although his shot on the turn was going wide until it took a deflection off Souček and went into the top corner to make it 3-1. An own goal it went down as, although it was a good effort from Lacazette. And suddenly we had something to cling on to. The second half started, and to be fair, this was as good a performance from Arsenal as I think I can remember seeing. Certainly the best under Mikel Arteta. We took the game to West Ham from the start. We could have scored within the first couple of minutes. A great ball from Chambers again, put Lacazette in. He lifted the ball over Fabianski and it was going in, but for a spectacular goal line clearance from Diop, kept the score at 3-1. But we kept on going. We kept on pressing forward, and you could sense the goals were going to come. It was Ødegaard really taking control of this match in the second half, driving us forward at every opportunity, showing great quality in his passing. And again, it was him who was instrumental in the second goal. A great drive forward, a reverse pass out to Callum Chambers on the right-hand side. And again, it was his drilled cross. This time it was another own goal from Dawson, who slid in front of Aubameyang to put the ball into his own net. And it was 3-2. And suddenly you only sensed there was going to be one team finishing this game on top. Of course, we could have thrown it away, couldn't we? With some more poor defending, some more switching off at the back. Mikel Antonio from about 2 yards somehow managed to hit the post with the goal gaping in front of him. Bit of a let off that would have made it 4-2 and would have sealed our fate. But we did take advantage of that miss, and we did go up the other end. And with 8 minutes to go, we got ourselves level. In fact, Mikel Arteta had just made a couple of substitutions. Martinelli had come on for Aubameyang, who was actually still leaving the pitch round behind the goal from which we scored. Again, it was a really good goal from the right-hand side. Ødegaard again was instrumental in it. He played the ball out to Nicolas Pepe, who'd just come on as well. He managed to dig a cross out of his right foot on the byline, and there was Lacazette arriving about 5 yards out. Powerful header into the empty net to complete the turnaround. Yes, it was a great comeback. Let's not make no mistake about it, but I felt slightly disappointed because with the chances that we created, we should have won this game. And when you score 3 goals away from home, you should expect to get 3 points. But poor defending at the start, the way we started this game was just unacceptable, really. And let's not let the comeback cover that up completely, because this was an opportunity to get ourselves to within 4 points of West Ham in 5th place with a victory here. We should have won this game, but again, it's the same old mistakes coming back, and that's what's prevented our progress this season. That's why we are currently sitting 10th in the table at this point in the season. So, man of the match then. Well, a few good performances and a few maybe not so good performances in this game, actually, wasn't there? I thought Bernd Leno in goal didn't really cover himself in glory at all. I thought he was all over the place at times. Should have saved the second goal. No goalkeeper should be beaten at the near post like that. Really poor from him. I thought this was one of his poorest games. Yes, he did okay with a couple of corners, a couple of punches, but he didn't look that assured at all, did he? And he was beaten with nearly every shot at goal that he had to face. So not great from Leno. I thought the back four were very, very shaky, actually. I thought David Luiz and Mari in particular were off their game yesterday. They didn't really show any authority or any command of that defensive area. They were beaten too easily in the air at times, switched off too many times. Very, very poor from those two. I thought the fullbacks had a mixed game. I thought Callum Chambers was really, really good, wasn't he, at right back? Got forward well, played a big part in the first 2 goals. And generally had a decent game. I thought Kieran Tierney on the other side at left back was poor, gave the ball away a lot. Didn't really manage to get forward and get some decent balls into the box either. So not great from Kieran Tierney. I thought midfield was a big, massive problem actually in the early part of this game. We got overrun completely. Not quite sure what's wrong with Thomas Partey. Is he still not fit? He's been really, really disappointing, and it wasn't Granit Xhaka's greatest game either, was it? Although both of them did improve in the second half along with everybody else. I thought the attacking side of our game certainly was a lot better. We created a lot more chances in this game. We're still missing too many, but we did score 3 goals away from home, so I guess we've got to be happy with that. Saka is still looking a little bit tired. I'm not sure if he was 100% fit following his recent injury. Maybe didn't have the impact that we would have hoped. He could have, of course, scored, couldn't he, just before half-time as well, which would have been an important goal. didn't get a very good finish. It was too close to Fabianski, so maybe not his best game. Lacazette up front had a decent game, didn't he? Got his goal in the end, had a big part in the first goal as well, and his all-round centre-forward play was good, held the ball up well, so he had a decent game. Aubameyang started on the right, don't know what he was doing there, then moved over to the left, not quite sure what he was doing there either. Obviously, he was left out of the starting lineup against Tottenham last week for his ill discipline in terms of breaking club protocols, and although since then he started the 2 games, they've probably been his 2 worst performances in an Arsenal shirt. Clearly this isn't finished, this isn't over and done with, and maybe this is time for Aubameyang to move on, and he certainly should not be captain of this club. His body language is wrong and his performances just aren't justifying it anymore, so he was really, really poor. So that just leaves us with my selection for man of the match. I don't think there can be much doubt about this in my mind. Martin Odegaard has become a pivotal player in this team. Recent improvements have largely been down to his extra quality in the final third. This is why we're now creating more chances. He's the number 10 we've been missing for quite a long time, and we've got to try and do everything we can to make this signing permanent. For me, Martin Odegaard had a fantastic game, especially in the second half when we needed someone to step up. He drove the team forward at every opportunity, looking to get the ball forward. His passing was brilliant. He played a key part in all the goals. Just a fantastic all-round performance, and he's been getting steadily better with every game. Let's say we've got to get this deal done permanently at the end of the season. He's vital for the future of this club moving forward to improve this team. We need to keep Martin Odegaard. Fantastic performance from him, without a shadow of a doubt. The man of the match in this game, Martin Odegaard. So is it a point gained or is it 2 points dropped? It's difficult to really know, isn't it? Because obviously in the first 25 minutes, half an hour, this game looked lost, and to come back and get a point, I suppose we've got to be reasonably satisfied. But with all the chances that we created, the opportunities that we missed, and the fact that we gifted them at least 2 of those 3 goals, we should have won this game. As I said before, if you score 3 goals away from home, you should expect to win. So I personally think this is 2 points dropped. It's 2 important points dropped as well, because it would have really closed that gap on West Ham. We're now still 7 points behind them when we should be 4. So it's really, really disappointing that we didn't win this game. But in the overall scheme of things, we've got to take the positives from that second half performance. That was really good. But now the key is, as Arteta said himself, we've got to start producing those performances on a more consistent basis throughout games as well. It's no good playing for 1 half or for 20 minutes. We have to make these performances last for a lot longer if we're going to get positive results. This inconsistency is what's killed this season. The silly mistakes at the back as well. We've got to cut all this out. We can see what we're capable of. I say that second half was impressive against a good West Ham side, although I feel as though we suffered a little bit, didn't we, the other night when we came into the Olympiacos game with what you feel is a comfortable lead. Once West Ham went 3-0 up, I think they got into that mindset a little bit. So let's not read too much into the second half performance. It was good, and it was as good as we've played under Arteta, but we need to get a little bit of reality in as well. Overall, the 90 minutes was not good enough. We made far too many mistakes. We were quite fortunate not to lose this game. It kind of summed up our season, really, and it sums up why we're in 10th place in the league. So that's my review there of yesterday's rather exciting 3-3 draw. 2 points dropped for me, but I suppose it could have been worse. So we need to look at the positives perhaps if we can. Stay tuned to the channel because I will have some stuff coming up this week. Obviously there's an international break, so there'll be no game to look forward to for the weekend, but I am hoping to get a live show organised as well. Obviously there's lots to talk about with Arsenal, so it won't be a problem. So maybe look at doing something maybe Thursday or Friday. And then of course we'll be looking ahead next week towards the Liverpool game and the restart of the Europa League and the quarter-final against Slavia Prague. So lots of great stuff coming up. So if you haven't done so already, please click on the subscribe button down in the corner there. Please give this video a like as well if you've enjoyed it. Please drop your comments in the box as well. What you made of the performance yesterday. Do you think it was a point gained or 2 points dropped? Please let me know your thoughts. I will try to respond to as many as I can. But thanks for your support of the channel. Thanks for watching this video. I say stay tuned because I've got loads of good stuff coming up as always. And in the meantime, of course, as we head towards a little bit of a break, give our heart time to settle down. Come on, you Gunners!